Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League predictions for some massive Premier League games coming this weekend. It's FA Cup weekend as well, so do look out for an FA Cup video coming pretty soon as well. But Premier League predictions, I'm joined by Sophie. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Let's go for, we did it last time, I don't know, 607 likes. It's about the same target as last time. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. Do make sure to hit that thumbs up button and do subscribe. Let's get straight into it, Sophie, with the Friday night game. It's Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle United. And one thing I must say is these are the games from the opening weekend of the season reversed. And I remember Newcastle beating Forest at home 2-0 at St James's Park, and Forest held on for about 60 minutes and then conceded and obviously went on to lose the game 2-0. Since then, Forest had a bit of a wobble, then they've improved, and then it seemed like they may be wobbling a little bit, but they've still got a very good unbeaten run at home in the league. And can they use that to get a crucial 3 points against Newcastle, who did get back to winning ways against Wolves on the Sunday? I think this is going to be close. I'm tempted to sit on the fence for this one, but do you know what? Forest are going to do it because they're at the City Ground. 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't think the Forest fans will be happy hearing me say they're going to win, because I think the last time I backed them, they lost. So, sorry, but I'm backing you to win again. I do see it being a tight game. Newcastle, obviously, good opposition. I think you have got to take into consideration that Forest haven't lost in, what, just say 10 games at home. So I don't see them losing this. But I'm going to back them to win. 1-0.
Honestly, that'd be a massive result. Do share your thoughts on that one. Forest do need some points. They're wobbling, but Newcastle need them too. Aston Villa versus Bournemouth is next up, and this could be a really interesting game. I mean, Bournemouth, can they stay up, Sophie?
They could.
Honestly,
it's not impossible, is it?
They've been picking up some big results, and I mean, everyone down there has got a fighting chance, whether it's Southampton, Bournemouth, Leeds, Everton, Forest. They're all fighting for survival, and it could be three teams that we don't expect go down in the end. They could really do with something here away at Aston Villa, who are obviously a good team, but ultimately, are they playing for as much as Bournemouth? No, they're in the middle of the table. They got a 1-1 against West Ham, and it's a question of how motivated can Villa be to beat these bottom sides that are going to be absolutely scrapping for their lives. I think because Villa are at home, I don't know if they'll lose, but I think it could be a really entertaining game where Bournemouth do get something from it. I'm going to say a 2-2.
Okay, I'm actually going to back Bournemouth to win. I think they're going to get another massive 3 points. I think some teams are taking Bournemouth too lightly. They're not showing them enough respect and they're getting punished for it. Same, like, I'm talking about Liverpool mainly. But, yeah, their confidence has got to be high after that win. It's a massive win. And, yeah, I see them getting another 3 points against Villa. 2-1. 2-1.
Okay, we go to West London as Brentford take on Leicester City. Brentford, a bit disappointing to lose at Everton like that. I mean, they conceded so early and then they just didn't really get themselves back into the game. Leicester City also defeat at the weekend. They lost 3-1 to Chelsea. So both teams really need a pick-me-up result. Leicester really need it to, you know, try and get over the line, because I think they'll have seen other teams picking up results and the pressure's really on Leicester City again. Brentford, meanwhile, they're pushing for top 7, but they can't afford many more defeats to teams down the bottom. I think because Brentford at home, they'll win this game. Leicester might get on the score sheet, but I'm going to go for Brentford to win fairly comfortably. I'm going to say Brentford 3-1.
Okay, I don't think it's going to be as comfortable, to be honest, just because what I saw from Brentford at the weekend, I don't think that was a very good performance, but they need to put that behind them, and I think they will. And I think being at home is going to help as well, coming up against an out-of-sorts Leicester team at the moment, so they need to get the 3 points, and I see them doing it, so 2-1. 2-1, wow, okay, right. On we go down to the south coast as Southampton take on Tottenham Hotspur. Do you know, this is absolutely huge, Sophie, because Southampton, I know they're bottom, but they're only a couple points from safety. If they win, they could start coming out of the bottom 3. Yep. Up against Spurs. Oh, Spurs are tricky to put your finger on, aren't they? Yeah.
Oh, God, I mean, Spurs could easily win this, but then lose it in the same breath. So, I'm struggling, really struggling. I'm going to go for a draw. I think Southampton have been difficult to break down. They got a 0-0 at Manchester United.
That's a really good result, actually.
It is, yeah. And they could have won that. They hit the post a couple of times. Yeah. James Ward-Prowse literally clipped the post from his free kick. But, I don't know, I mean, Spurs, I don't know, 1-1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be boring and say the same. I think if any team's going to win it for me, it's probably going to be Spurs. But I do see a draw playing out, so I agree with you. 1-1. 1-1.
Okay, so now this is going to be a lot of fun. This is pretty tricky to predict. Wolves versus Leeds. How big a game could this be?
Yes,
you feel like Wolves are the more comfortable out of these two because of their recent results and obviously where they are now in the table. They did lose to Newcastle though, so they're still not a million miles above it, and they really don't want to lose this one because Leeds are in that bottom three, can really try and mix things up a bit. I mean, do you know what I'm finding as a neutral watching this? I always want the teams that are currently in the bottom three to pick up results.
I
and then
do.
as soon as they're out of the bottom three,
I
the
don't
teams,
care now.
Yeah, I just love how tight it is and everyone leapfrogging everyone. And Wolves have been pretty good, but I'm going to go for drama. I'm going to go for Leeds to pick up a win at Molineux. Wolves 1, Leeds 2.
Oh, I just feel like I've got to back the home side here, so I'm going to say the opposite, the other way around. 2-1.
You're going to go 2-1 Wolves?
Yeah. I do see it being a really good game though.
Yeah. Okay, this could be an interesting game. We go down to Stamford Bridge for the Saturday later game. It's Chelsea versus Everton. Chelsea have actually, we could say they're officially turning things around.
We said it last video. Do we think that Graham Potter's turned it around? And I think he is. He did have to make some changes, I think, maybe to his management style, and it's working. So
yeah. Great win win against Leicester City. But Everton, they also won at the weekend. They beat Brentford, and I mean, Everton have actually got themselves out of the bottom three, but you feel like this might be a weekend where they don't progress much because it's a really tricky game on paper. But if they get anything, it's absolutely massive. I mean, even a draw would be a point in the right direction for Everton. But I think I'm going to go for the Chelsea resurgence to continue. But maybe it'll be a tighter game than people think. I'll say Chelsea 2, Everton 1.
I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea. I think Chelsea have found their form now, and I think they need to keep that going. Everton, I think, against Brentford, so I'd say I think it's a bit of a freak result, and I don't see them following it up with another good result. So for me, Chelsea win, and quite comfortably. 2-0.
2-0. Okay, the final game for the Premier League this weekend is on the Sunday, and it's Arsenal versus Crystal Palace in a London derby, and a game where Arsenal really need to win because they got a great result against Fulham at the weekend, and I've got to say, fair play to them because I thought that game could be a draw.
I thought it was a bit tighter actually,
but very comfortable. They got it done in the first half pretty much. And they're taking on Palace, who obviously tried to do Arsenal a favour last weekend, but they did fall short 1-0 to Manchester City. I can't see anything other than an Arsenal win here. I do feel really confident with Arsenal right now, and especially when they're at home, and especially against a team that are just really struggling. I mean, Palace, we said for a couple of weeks, they could be sliding into the mess. When everyone down there's picking up results and Palace is just struggling, they could be getting sucked in. I'm going to go for a very, very comfortable Arsenal 4-1.
Yeah, I have actually seen a couple Palace fans saying it's time to go now to Vieira, and
It could be.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be after this game, and I don't think it's going to be after the next couple of games, but if they want to stay up, they really need some results. And against Arsenal away, it's a really, really tricky game, and I agree. I think it's going to be quite a comfortable Arsenal win. As I've said before, when they get going, they are playing some really, really good football. A lot of their players are in form, and that makes a good team. So for me, they win this comfortably again, 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah.
There you go, we're both going heavy on Arsenal. Do make sure to get your predictions down below, guys. Do share your Premier League predictions down in the comments. Do make sure to look out for FA Cup and Championship predictions also coming out soon, as there's so much football going on this weekend before the dreaded international break. Do make sure to drop a like, do make sure to subscribe. Thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.